My dear friend, let me tell you a story, not from long ago, but a story that lives in every heart, including yours. In a quiet valley surrounded by ancient mountains, there once lived a young shepherd named Elara. The valley had always been peaceful, but one year, a great storm came that no one had ever seen before. Dark clouds swallowed the sky for months, the river swelled and turned wild, the crops would not grow. Fear spread through the village like cold wind. People began to whisper, "This is the end. Nothing will ever be the same." Elara watched her neighbors grow thin with worry. Children stopped laughing, elders sat silently by cold fires. Every night the wind howled as if the world itself was afraid. One evening, as the storm raged louder than ever, Elara could not sleep. She wrapped herself in her old cloak, took her small lantern, and stepped out into the darkness. The rain stung her face, the wind pushed her back, yet something inside her refused to stay hidden. She walked up the muddy path toward the highest ridge, where her grandfather once told her the first light of dawn always touched the valley. With every difficult step, she spoke softly to herself. "I do not need to see the whole journey, only the next step." The lantern in her hand flickered wildly several times. The wind nearly blew it out, but each time, Elara cupped her hands around the tiny flame and kept walking. When she finally reached the ridge, she was soaked and exhausted. She lifted her lantern high, and in that moment, she saw something she had almost forgotten was possible. Far in the distance, through a small break in the clouds, a single star was shining. It was faint, but it was there. Elara stood in the storm and began to cry, not from fear, but from deep relief. She realized the star had always been there. The clouds had simply hidden it. The storm had never taken the light away. It had only made her eyes search harder for it. She turned around and walked back down to the village. This time, she did not walk alone. She knocked on every door and invited her neighbors to follow her. "Come," she said gently. "Bring your own lanterns, even if they are small, even if they flicker." At first only a few came, then more, then the children, then the elders. Soon a long line of people with small, trembling lights walked together through the storm. They did not fight the wind, they did not curse the rain, they simply walked together, each protecting their little flame and helping the person beside them. When they reached the ridge and saw that single star, something shifted in every heart. They understood. The storm was still raging, the uncertainty had not vanished, but they were no longer facing it alone, and they remembered that even the longest night must eventually surrender to the dawn. From that night on, the villagers created a new tradition. Every time fear or hardship came, they would light their lanterns and walk together, not to escape the storm, but to remind one another that light still exists, even when we cannot see it clearly. Years later, when the great storm finally passed and the valley bloomed again, the people did not celebrate the end of darkness. They celebrated the night they chose to carry light through it. My friend, this is your story too. The world may feel stormy right now. Uncertainty may howl loudly around you, but you are not powerless. You carry a lantern in your hands. Your presence, your kindness, your choice to keep going, your decision to love the people beside you even when tomorrow is unknown. You do not need to fix the entire storm. You only need to protect your small flame and walk with others. Hope is not the absence of darkness. Hope is the quiet decision to shine anyway. So breathe. Lift your lantern a little higher today. Look for the star that is still there behind the clouds. And if your light feels weak, know that someone nearby may be walking toward you with theirs. You are stronger than the storm. You are more important than you know. And the light you carry matters more than you can possibly imagine. This moment, right now, is where your story of hope begins again. Take a deep breath and let your light shine.